Toby Keith Covel, an American country music icon, lived a life full of ups and downs, from his days working in the Oklahoma oil fields to becoming a global star. However, the greatest sadness in his life was probably not only his own death on February 5, 2024, after a battle with stomach cancer, but also the moments of loss and grief he faced along the way. One of the deepest pains was the death of his father, Hubert K. Covel Jr., on March 24, 2001, in a horrific car accident on Interstate 35. The accident not only took away his beloved father, but also left an unfillable void in Toby's heart. He once shared that his father was a great inspiration, teaching him resilience and patriotism, values that would later become hallmarks of his music. Losing his father on the 17th anniversary of his wedding to Tricia Lucas only added to the pain. In addition, the diagnosis of stomach cancer in the fall of 2021 was another big blow. Toby fought the disease for more than 2 years, undergoing chemotherapy, radiation, and surgery, but in the end, he still could not overcome it. This sadness lies not only in the decline of his health, but also in the realization that he may not have enough time to complete his unfinished dreams, to see his children grow up, or to continue to devote himself to music and charity activities that he was passionate about. His departure at the age of 62, when he still had many ambitions, is perhaps the greatest sadness that he never wanted to leave to his family and fans. Toby Keith's career is a story of perseverance, talent, and silent tears. Born on July 8, 1961, in Clinton, Oklahoma, Toby did not enter the music industry easily. After graduating from Moore High School in 1979, he worked in the oil fields for $50,000 a year. A tough but steady job. However, when the oil industry declined in the early 1980s, Toby decided to pursue his passion for music. He formed the Easy Money Band, played at local bars, and began his journey to conquer Nashville. His first big success came in 1993 with the single "Should Have Been a Cowboy" from his self-titled debut album. Not only did the song reach #1 on the country charts, it also became one of the most played songs of the 1990s. It was the turning point that put Toby Keith on the map. Over the course of his 30-year career, he released 19 studio albums, achieving 42 top 10 singles, including 32 #1s. Albums such as "How Do You Like Me Now?" 1999, "Pull My Chain" 2001, and "Shockin' Y'all" 2003 all achieved multi-platinum certification, cementing his status as one of the top country artists. However, Toby's career has not been without setbacks and challenges. During the 1990s, while working with Mercury Records, he struggled when his albums did not meet commercial expectations. Moving between labels like Polydor and A&M was also a stressful period. The climax came in 2003, when he got into a public spat with Natalie Maines of the Chicks over the song "Courtesy of the Red, White, and Blue." The conflict brought him fierce criticism, but Toby was undeterred, even turning it into motivation to continue writing songs with a strong patriotic spirit. The struggles that made Toby cry probably lie in the journey to build his own record label, Show Dog Nashville, in 2005. He once said that there were nights when he sat alone in the studio, worrying about the future of the label when it faced financial difficulties and fierce competition. But with the support of his wife Tricia and a strong belief in music, he turned Show Dog Universal Music into a successful brand. Another moment that brought him to tears was when he was inducted into the Country Music Hall of Fame in 2024, just hours after his death, a recognition he didn't get to witness. Toby Keith is not just a country singer with a warm voice and energetic performance style. He is also a man of great ambition, always setting lofty goals to affirm his own value in music, society, and even his personal life. One of the achievements he desires most is to become a symbol of American patriotism, something he has pursued tirelessly through a series of songs and real actions. After the events of September 11, 2001, when America was immersed in pain and chaos, Toby composed Courtesy of the Red, White, and Blue, the Angry American, as a powerful declaration of the spirit of unity and resilience of the American people. This song not only caused controversy, but also catapulted his name beyond the limits of country music, making him an artist representing the traditional values of the country. "I don't care if anybody hates this song," he once said in an interview with Rolling Stone. "It's how I feel, and I'm going to sing it for the rest of my life." That determination has helped him achieve his goal: to be recognized as one of the most patriotic artists in modern American music history, with dozens of USO tours to support American troops in Iraq, Afghanistan, and military bases around the world. In addition to music, Toby is dedicated to building a social legacy through the Toby Keith Foundation, founded in 2006. He dreamed of creating a place of comfort for families with children with cancer, and that became a reality with OK Kids Corral, a free shelter in Oklahoma City, which opened in 2014 after years of fundraising and hard work. The facility is not only a place to stay, but also a center for emotional support, with playrooms, resting areas, and spaces for families to connect. Toby once shared at a fundraiser, "I want these kids to have a place where they don't feel like they're in a hospital, but they feel like they're at home." To achieve this, he has organized dozens of charity concerts, raised millions of dollars, and even personally met with families to hear their stories. This achievement is not just a physical structure, but also a testament to his compassion, something he wants to be remembered for. Toby has also continued to try his hand at other areas to prove that he is more than just a singer. He has acted in films such as Broken Bridges, 2006, and Beer for My Horses, 2008, as well as writing and producing. While not as successful as his music, these projects reflected his desire to expand his influence and explore his hidden talents. He once joked in an interview with CMT, "If I can sing about beer and horses, I can make movies about them." His humor and willingness to take risks helped him establish himself as a versatile artist, a goal he had set for himself from the very beginning of his career. Another achievement Toby has always strived for is recognition from the music industry. Despite winning numerous awards, including the American Music Awards, Academy of Country Music Awards, and BMI Awards, he still yearned to be inducted into the Country Music Hall of Fame, something he achieved in 2024, just hours after his death. It was an emotional end to his journey, but also a great regret that he could not receive the honor in person. Toby once told friends that he wanted to be remembered not just for his songs, but for the way he lived and gave. That perseverance made him a legend, although the journey to achieve it was not easy. The love story of Toby Keith and Tricia Lucas spans nearly 4 decades, beginning one fateful evening at an Oklahoma bar in 1981. Toby, then 20, was an oil man with unfulfilled musical dreams, while Tricia, then 19, was a strong, youthful woman working at an oil company. "He walked in, tall and confident, singing a country song I'd never heard before," Tricia recalled in an interview with People. "I knew right away he was special." After 3 years of dating, they married on March 24, 1984, marking the beginning of a relationship that has endured through all the trials. Their marriage wasn't always picture perfect, but it was built on a foundation of trust and mutual support. In the early years, when Toby left a stable job in the oil industry to pursue music, the family fell into severe poverty. Tricia said there were days when they had only a few dollars in their pockets, facing creditors knocking on the door demanding rent. She was advised by friends and family to convince Toby to find a real job, but Tricia stood by her husband. "I believed in him, even when he doubted himself at times," she said in a 2010 interview. Tricia's sacrifice paid off when Toby found success with "Should Have Been a Cowboy" in 1993. But those difficult years certainly left their mark on both of them. While there's no public evidence of major marital conflicts or infidelity, Toby has admitted that his busy life sometimes took a toll on his family. During the peak years of his career, he toured frequently, spending months away from home performing or promoting albums. In a conversation with The Boot, he shared, "There were nights when I was on stage, singing to thousands of people, but all I wanted to do was go home and hug Tricia and the kids." This may have been a silent sadness in his love life. Not a rift, but a feeling of not being able to spend enough time with the woman who had sacrificed everything for him. When he was diagnosed with stomach cancer in 2021, Toby realized the value of the moments with Tricia even more. And he once told friends that he regretted not saying "I love you" more often. It's worth noting that Tricia was by Toby's side throughout his battle with the disease. She was not only his caregiver, but also his biggest source of motivation. In the final months of their lives, they were often seen together at their farm in Norman, Oklahoma, walking hand in hand or sitting on the porch, watching the sunset. The greatest sadness of their love was perhaps the inevitable separation when Toby passed away on February 5, 2024, leaving Tricia with a void that could not be filled after nearly 40 years together. Toby Keith and Tricia Lucas had 3 children: Shelley Covel Rowland, Crystal Keith, and Saint.